Good afternoon, students. This is our online review for the quiz tomorrow. This is our retake. We've already taken this quiz once, and we could see that there were some problems with it, so we decided that we'd take it again. So this, you have a worksheet 2.3b. It's a review. I told you I would put this video online so you could go over your review since we didn't have any instruction time in class today. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with problem number 3. And so what we're supposed to do is you're going to take these square roots and you're going to place these on the number line where they need to be. And so first of all, what we're going to do is let me get my pen going here. There we go. So we're going to find out what these midpoints are. And from exercises that we did in class, we know that if I want to find the midpoint between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25, is I can take 4 and 5. Let's see, what color do I have chosen here? I think I'm on white. I don't want white, I want black. And let's make sure I've got the pen that I want. So there we go. So we're going to take 4 times 5. That gives us 20. And then if I add a half to it, I know right in between the middle of 4 and 5, there's a square root that's called 20 square roots of 5. Or 20 point, the square root of 20 and a half, or square root of 20.5, sorry. So anyway, so what we're going to try to do is take these square roots and we're going to plot them on the number line. So let's say we want to do square root of 62. Well, we know that 62 is between 49 and 64, so we've got to find out where this half is to see if it belongs over here or over here. So let's take 7 times 8. That is 56. And add the half to it, so 56.5. So right here, oops, right over here is the square root of 56.5. And the square root of 56.5 is very close to 7 1/2. So now if 56.5 is here in the middle, then 62, it has to be on the right side of this midway point, and maybe it's closer to 64 than it is to 56. So I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to label that. I'm going to go ahead and label it in red. So my point right there that I'm going to put for this answer is the square root of 62 is right there where that dot is. Now I could take the square root of 62 and you will see that it is somewhere close to 8, but it is between 7 1/2 and between 8. So that's how you're going to do all these problems. So you're going to go ahead and if you're doing 115, you'll end up going way down here on the number line. You're going to be looking for something between here and here. If I'm doing 29, I'm going to come over here and I'll be looking somewhere between here and here for that. Okay, so that's number 3, how you do number 3. I'm going to turn that problem off. Let me take that to the wastebasket. And we're done with that problem. Now let's go ahead and move on. So we're going to do problems 4 and 7. I'm going to zoom in on 4 here. So I'm taking the square root of 24 times the square root of 3. And I think I did quite a few of these for some kids in class that would sit down together. So remember, the square root of 24 can be simplified. And we're going to use, I'm going to change this down to 6. We're going to use the prime factors. Remember, a prime factor is any number times itself is the only factors that that number has. So like 3 only has 1 and 3, 5 only has 1 and 5, so we're looking for the prime factors of 24. I'm going to go back to black. So if I divide 2 into 24, I get 12. If I take 12, 2 is a prime, so I can't do any more with that one. So if I take 2 and divide it into 12, I get 6. There's the prime. There's the other factor. And now we'll do it one more time. So 2 divides into 6, I get 3. So these 3 or 4 numbers are the prime factors of 24. So I'm going to take the square root of 24 and I'm going to rewrite it in all of its primes. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Now I know 2 square roots of 3. That's already simplified. Don't forget that when there's nothing in front of there, there's always a 1. So now from things that we've learned before, outside numbers can time outside numbers, and inside numbers can time inside numbers. So 2 times 1 is 2. Now I'm going to write all the primes out again. So it looks like I have 3 2's, so 1, 2, 3, and then I have 2 3's. Now the rule for squares follows this. If there's 2 of them on the inside, 1 comes out, and then those inside ones are gone. So that means the 2 can come out. Over here you see I have 2 3's. That 3 can come out, and then those 3's inside are gone. So do you see where those come from? I'm going to change to black now. So I have 2 times 3, that comes from the inside. Then I already have the 2 there. And now I'm going to take the square root of 2. That's all that's left inside. So this final answer, I guess I don't need that big long top. Get rid of that. Is 2 times 3 is 6, times 2 is 12. Square roots of 2. So that's your answer for number 4. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. And then we're going to go move on to number 7. Number 7 is a little bit harder because we have larger numbers. So let's start by, let's take 48. And let's break it down its primes. And then we're also going to take a negative 6 square roots of 27. And we're going to break it down in its primes. So we start dividing by 2. 2 will divide that. So 2 times 24 will give me the 48. We take 2. 2 times 12 is 24. These 2 are primes. 2 into 12 is 6. And then 2 into 3. So there's my prime numbers for 48. So the square root of 48, written as primes, is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, now let's do 27. I've got the negative 6 on the outside. Well, let's just wait on the negative 6. We'll bring that back in later. I don't want to get too confused here. So we'll go 3 times 9. 3 is a prime. And then I've got 3 times 3. These are all primes. So the square root of 27. Now I'm going to bring in my 6. Is 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, now we're ready to start doing the simplification here. Now I've got 2 2's. So those 2 2's come out. Give me 1 2 and then they're gone. I've got 2 more 2's. Those come out and then they're gone. And then what I have left inside is a 3. So 2 times 2, remember that 4 comes from those 2 2's. So I'm going to leave it in red. And then I have the 4 square roots of 3. I don't need that big long top. And then now let's do this one over here. Let me change back to my red marker. I've got 2 3s. I've already got the 6, so those come out as a 3, and then that 3 is times that negative 6, and then what's left inside is the square root of 3. So now I've got 4 square roots of 3 minus 18 square roots of 3. Now now because the two insides are alike, I have negative 3's on both the insides. I can subtract the numbers in front. So 4 minus 18 equals a negative 14. So that has to be 14 square roots of 3. Okay, for number 7. Okay, so that's kind of a medium type problem that you need to know how to do. Okay, let me bring that down to get rid of it. Now we're going to go ahead and do the hard one, which is number 9. Okay, where's number 9 at? I gotta find it here on my screen. There we go. Yeah, go back to 100 here. Move this up to about 8. Well, let's go 7. Okay, so this is this number times that number, and I'm going to use the column method to do these, and it's just like where we're going to multiply 48 times 12. You've got 2 times the 48, and then you'll have the 1 times the 48. It gives me the 12. I'm going to treat that like a 10. 1's columns and 10's columns. So we're going to take each one of these, and the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to simplify them so they're easier to multiply. I don't want to take 28 and times it by 63. Simplification will be too hard. So we're going to break these apart here at first. So let's take the square root of 28 minus 3. So we know that's 2. That gives me a 14. 2's a prime. We know that's a 2. 2 times 7 is 14. So there are my prime factors. So now I'm going to rewrite this first factor as the square root of 2 times 2 times 7 minus 3. Okay, the 3's not underneath the radical. 3's outside the radical. Okay, now let's do the other one. Let me go ahead and erase this. Now we're not done. I just got my prime factorizations going. Now let's do this other factor. Let's take the square root of 63 plus 2. Well, let's do it in its primes. 2 won't divide 63. Let's try 3. 3 will divide 63 21 times. Hold on just a minute. I need to put a 3 there. 2 won't work, but 3 will, right? So we've got 3 and then 21. 3 will divide 21 7 times. So there's a prime factorization for 63. So it's the square root of 3 times 3 times 7, all underneath the square root, plus 2. So now let's finish simplifying this. Now there's 2 on the inside. So that means 1 comes out. Those are gone. And then what's left on the inside is the square root of 7. And then I have minus 3. So that's still that first factor we're working on. Now let's go to this second factor. There's 2 3's. So they can come out front. That means they're gone. So now I have 2. Nope. It should be 3 square roots of 7. And then the inside, you just have the 7 left, plus 2. So there's my next factor. Now we're going to take these two factors and we're going to multiply them together using the column method. And I'm going to go over here and erase all this stuff right here, and we're going to do this right over here. So we're going to treat these like two column numbers. There's my first column. There's my second column. Here's my first column. There's my second column. So like numbers and like columns, this is like a ones column. Treat this like the tens column. Now we're going to multiply these together. So 2 times a negative 3 is a negative 6. 2 times 2 squared roots of 7. The 2 can only operate on the whole number. Can't operate on the irrational number. So 2 times 2 is 4. So that becomes 4 square roots of 7. Okay. Now let's take the 3 to the negative 3. Again, the whole numbers here operate on the whole numbers. So that becomes a negative 9 square roots of 7. And now we're going to multiply these two together right here. Now 7 times 7, let's go over here, or square root of 7 times the square root of 7 equals the square root of 7 times 7 by definition. Well, there's 2 of them on the inside, so they come out, and then those 2 inside ones are gone. So that just gives me 7. And now 2 times 3 is 6, so this is actually 6 times 7. Now we're going to add our columns together. 6 times 7, well, we know that is 42. So this is really 42 minus 4 minus 9 is a negative 5. So that's 5 square roots of 7. And then I have the negative 6. So now let's take 42, subtract 6 from it. I get 36. And then what's left over is a minus 5 square roots of 7. Okay, so that's your answer for number 9. Just do as many problems as you can tonight. Our quiz is tomorrow. I'll be able to correct it on the following Friday, which we don't have school, and then I'll give your results back to you on Monday, and then Monday I'll give you another grade printout. So remember, happy homework. Do your homework on time, and things will go a lot better for you in class. Thanks, and have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.